Okay, now let's compose ourselves to begin our tonight's session. I shall recite the Buddha Vandana and up to the offerings, the puja. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnadana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccācara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majja pamadātana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Imani panca sikkhapadani samadhiyami. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vidyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattang veditabbo vinyuhiti. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ujupatipanno bhagavato Sāvaka sangho nyāya patipanno bhagavato Sāvaka sangho sāmīci patipanno bhagavato Sāvaka sangho yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato Sāvaka sangho ahuneyo pahuneyo dakkineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakettang lokassati. Vandami cetiyang sabbang sapatane supatittitang Saririka dhatu mahabodhing buddha rupang sakalang sada Yasamule nisinnova sabbari vijayang aka patto sabbanyutang satta vande tang bodhipadapang ime ete mahabodhi lokanatena pujita Ahang pite namasami bodhi raja namatute Ganasarappaditena dipena tamadangsina Tilokadipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Ganda sambhara yuttena dupena hang sugandina pujaye pujaniyantang puja bhajana muttamang Adivasetuno bante paniyang parikappitang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu muttamang Adivasetuno bante bojanang parikappitang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu muttamang Adivasetuno vante gilana paccayang imang anukampang upadaya patiganhatu muttamang Vannaganda guno petang etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindassa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkang Popang milayati yata idang me kayo tatayati vinasa bhavang Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame bante buri panya tatagata Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame dhamma sandittika akalika Kayena vaca cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame sangga supatipanna anuttara sadhu sadhu sadhu. Today we'll cover the last part of the life of the Buddha. We may cover a few of the six prominent teachers during the time of the Buddha. What is important about the teachings, and then what is the Buddha idea about the Dhamma is all about. Okay. Okay, today we will talk about anyway, I will just touch on the important events. We will not talk about too many his life, but we talk about the important events that I have. Will it be better this way? I will touch on the important ones only. Okay, sister? Okay, so according to Sister Sumitra, she's our main coordinator. I have covered on King Ajatasattu. Who is King Ajatasattu? Basically, King Ajatasattu is actually the son of King Bimbisara, correct? King Bimbisara, who is actually the royal patron for the Buddha. Without his patronage, then the Dhamma would not have succeeded to this level. So we owe a lot to King Bimbisara actually. Okay, so King Bimbisara, he has 5 wishes, we say when he was young, he wished that he could become the king, which he did become the king. And he hoped that one day the person who will become the Buddha will come to his state, come to his country and teach the Dhamma. And then that was his second wish. And then he hoped that he can learn the Dhamma directly from the Buddha. That was also his wish, which was fulfilled. When the Buddha was enlightened, the Buddha went to visit him. And then he hoped, and there are 5 wishes. Okay, then after that, unfortunately, his son imprisoned him and usurped the throne. And his son's name is King Ajatasattu. The lesson here is, okay, King Ajatasattu, the prince who usurped his father's throne, which is King Bimbisara, and then he imprisoned the father. He was actually instigated by Devadatta. Devadatta is the cousin of the Buddha. So he is actually the cousin of the Buddha. So he instigated. And then here the lesson we learn is actually, remember the 5 heinous crime. The 5 heinous crime, that means to say that killing of your mother, killing of your father, killing of an arahant, causing schism in Buddhism or in the Sangha. Schism means you split the Sangha, and also hurting the Buddha. These are the 5 heinous crimes which will actually immediately, when this body is expired or when you die, you will go straight to Avicii hell. No compromise on this. No antarabhava, no compromise. Straight away you go to Avicii hell. So in short, King Bimbisara has actually killed his father in prison. Indirectly, he killed his father. And Devadatta has also injured the Buddha. So these 2 personalities, you can find them in Avicii hell. When you have a chance to visit Avicii hell one day, when you're enlightened, you can visit. Moggallana could visit. Then you can see them there suffering. So that is the lesson here. Okay. And then we touch on actually Ambapali and the Lechavis. I think we will not repeat those stories. We will just continue. You can see my screen, is it? Okay, then let me just continue and just pick 1 or 2 interesting part. Okay. Okay, not only this one we have covered. We have covered this. Okay, the last meal. The last meal of the Buddha. This is a bit interesting. Okay, you can see the one in red. The Buddha's last meal was Sukara Madhava. Sukara Madhava is pig's delight. Okay. This is controversial, that's why I want to highlight to you. So the Buddha's last meal in Pali is definitely called Sukara Madhava. There is no argument. This is actually correct. Okay? Okay, the controversy will come later. So this was offered by Chunda. Chunda is a blacksmith. Okay? Now, the problem here is, what is Sukara Madhava? Correct? Some people say the Buddha ate Sukra Madhava means it is the pig's delight. Okay. So in English, that is why the problem is when we interpret the Pali words into English, it may be controversial because it is called Sukra Madhava, meaning pig's delight. What do you mean by pig's delight? Some people define this as the soft part of the pig. Right? Maybe the 3-layer one, the samchan, isn't it? Or whichever part you like, but so that is called the pig's delight, the soft part of the pig. So some people say that the Buddha ate stale meat, then he got his stomach upset and he died. Correct? But some scholars say no. By that time, the Buddha, when he was enlightened, he became a vegetarian also. Slowly, he gave up meat. There is no hurry about giving up everything. So some say, no, the Buddha was already a vegetarian by then. So that means what is pig's delight? That kind of mushroom that the pigs like to eat. The pigs like to eat that mushroom, okay? So that is the pig's delight. See, the pig's delight, not the soft part of the pig. So that, okay. So here we are talking about what did the Buddha die of lah? Because okay, it is also very clear he took Sukra Madhava. In Pali, it is very clear. And it is also very clear that he has got this very bad stomach upset and he died because of this bad stomach upset. The only controversy we have here is Sukra Madhava is defined as pig's delight. Some people like to use that as the soft part of the pig. That means the Buddha ate some rotten, meat, stale meat lah. That's why he got stomach upset lah. But some say no, it was a poisonous mushroom. That is a pig's delight. Pigs like to eat that kind of mushroom. And then the Chunda, the blacksmith, he made a mistake and went to cultivate the wrong. He went to buy wrong mushroom and cook for the Buddha lah. So that's how the Buddha got his food poisoning and the Buddha died lah. That way lah. Okay. And when the Buddha knew actually, the story is quite in detail if you want to know lah. If you read on the Parinibbana Sutta, it tells you about, the Buddha got his stomach upset. When the Buddha ate the meat, the balance of the food, the Buddha told Chunda to go and dig a hole and bury the food and did not serve to the rest of the people. Because the Buddha knew that it was poisonous. So the Buddha didn't want the rest of the people to eat. So they were very surprised why the Buddha say go and bury this food, After he ate, normally the balanced food they will eat lah, isn't it? But he said, no, this one you bury lah. So meaning that he knows lah. And then Chunda also was blamed for this lah. See, you poisoned the Buddha, by blame for the Buddha's death lah. But actually the Buddha didn't blame him lah. The Buddha is very forgiving lah. He did not blame Chunda at all lah. He says that the two most important meal that he has taken is the first milk rice that led him to enlightenment, and this Sukra Madhava that actually brought him to Nibbana lah. Okay. So this is the story on this Sukra Madhava. Okay. Then the other part, this is all about the last part of the Buddha lah, before he passed away lah. And then the Buddha, before he passed away, he also mentioned remember we all say that we must try to visit these 4 places as our pilgrimage. Our pilgrimage, all Buddhists should visit. Number 1, the birthplace of the Buddha, that is Lumbini. The place of enlightenment, that is Bodh Gaya. And the place where he preached his first sermon, that's in Saranath. And of course, the place where he attained his Mahaparinibbana, that is Kushinara. Kushinara. So these are the 4 places the Buddha says that every Buddhist should try to visit lah. It is very meritorious if we try to visit. Of course, when they organize the trip to India to visit on our pilgrimage, we visit about 15 places, 11 places, depending on the duration lah. But those are not compulsory places lah. The compulsory places are these 4 places. And this advice is found in the Mahaparinibbana Sutta again, where the Buddha told them that these 4 places, all Buddhists will try to visit. And if you pass away during this pilgrimage, you'll be reborn in heavenly planes. Those who pass away during the pilgrimage with strong faith will be reborn in the heavenly plane. And these are the 4 places, Lumbini, Bodh Gaya, Saranath, and Kushinara. Okay, place of birth, place of enlightenment, Bodh Gaya, and the place where he preached his first sermon, that is called the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, was preached here in Saranath to his first 5 friends, first 5 disciples. It is in Saranath. So you can visit that place, you can find a very big monument they built, so you can sit there. And then when you go and visit, when you go for pilgrimage, you bring your Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta and chant together there lah. That's what we do lah. We like to sit there and chant, very interesting lah. How many of you have been to these places? So easy, have you been? Have you been to these 4 places? You're still muted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Lumbini, Bodh Gaya,
Ah.
and Sarana, and another one is Kushinara.
Kushinara, yeah. Oh, you have been to these 4 places,
My mom will be going to Calcutta in the October. So
Very good.
I wait for her to come back first and see what she say about the India places that she visited.
Okay. If you go on the tour, it is very tiring lah. Very tiring, you know. You go on a 11-day, 15-day tour, isn't it? How long is your mom going?
7 days, 1 week.
1 week.
She's
Okay, 1
going
week.
the third week of this month.
If only 1 week, that means they only cover the 4 places. That won't be so tiring, you know. If they go for 15 days, very tiring, you know. You see, you check into the hotel at night, in the morning you check out, and then you go to one small little place to see, you know, one village to see something, and then you arrive in the hotel at night again, check in again, have a dinner, then check out in the morning again, then you continue your journey. It's like that every day, you know. Except Bodh Gaya where you stay for 2 days, so it's very tiring. And the toilet now has improved a little bit. Those days was terrible. There is no public toilets and all that. So it can be very, very tiring, but young people, no problem at all. For older people, very, very tiring, very, very taxing. Okay, but anyway, nevertheless, you must encourage her to visit these 4 places. And tell her the history. When they go to Nepal, that's where the Buddha was born. You know, you can see the monument of his palace and all those things. So when people dispute that he was a prince, sometimes there is controversy. People say Buddha was not a prince. Correct? Then you go and see the palace, see whether he's a prince or not. It's a huge palace now, you know. They found even bigger monument, you know. And then you go to Bodh Gaya, the place where he was enlightened. That's where it's very, very nice. The vibration is extremely strong there. If you can visit that place, and then you sit there under the tree, you know, in the temple, and then you meditate a bit, you chant a bit. Oh, very nice place. Very nice feeling.
What you organize
I have been 3 times already, you know. But if I
Probably
organize, I will
haven't
only go
gone.
to these 4 places now, because
Yeah.
I don't want to take the strain of going to the 11 places, 12 places. You know, just go to these 4 places, good enough. 7 days.
Yeah, you arrange, then we can go.
Yeah, maybe we should. I'm also thinking, but we just cover these 4 places. The rest of it don't have to go. It's not so quick.
Yeah, though I mean the major ones are.
Yeah.
Not,
And then you
not
go to
the
Sarnath, also very nice. You chant the
not
Dhammacakka there.
necessary.
And then you go to Kushinara, also the place where he passed away. There's a nice temple there. Also very good vibration there. You can walk around. So so those who pass away during the pilgrimage with strong faith will be reborn in heavenly places. That's what the Buddha says. So must encourage your parents to go. Okay, now after that, also in one part, the last convert of the Buddha, his last convert, although he was very sick, you know, the Buddha was very, very sick, okay, almost dying that time. And then this last ascetic came. It's called Subhadra. Subhadra came and said he wants to see the Buddha. So, of course, Ananda refused to allow him to see because Buddha was too sick to accept visitors, you know. Buddha was too sick. Sorry, CK, I cannot interact with you because your mic is not working, isn't it? Oh, Brother Richard is with us. Okay. So now, when Buddha was very, very sick, this ascetic came, and then he asked to see the Buddha because he heard that the Buddha has very good teachings. So, but Ananda didn't allow him to come in. Ananda said cannot because the Buddha is too sick to accept visitors. But Subhadra insisted second time, and Ananda said no the second time. And the third time, the Buddha overheard, and Buddha says, never mind, let him in. Let him in. So the Buddha accepted Subhadra to come in to visit him. Although the Buddha is very sick. So the Buddha, then he asked the Buddha, what are your teachings actually? You see, I come from another teacher called Purana Kassapa, I think. We'll go through later. He says, so, but what are your teachings, So the Buddha says, my teaching is very simple. And then whom shall I follow? He says, He's very confused. So the Buddha's answer to him is very simple. So his question to the Buddha was whether the 6 very prominent ascetics, I will cover for you the 6 prominent ascetics, then apart from the Buddha, have thoroughly understood the truth or not, he says. So have these ascetics, are they enlightened? They all claim to be enlightened. Are they enlightened? Are they teaching us the truth or not? So they asked the Buddha. Of course, the Buddha doesn't want to run people down now. Huh? So the Buddha is very diplomatic. So see, the Buddha's answer is very diplomatic. That is why we say the Buddha is a Sugato. He's a good speaker. Good speaker means he knows how to speak without hurting people's feeling, without running people down. Correct? You must learn to speak like that. Don't hurt people's feeling. Don't run people down. So when the Buddha was questioned, these 6 prominent teachers, have they really found the truth? Do they understand the truth or not? Then the Buddha's answer is very simple. The Buddha says that if the teachings have the 4 noble truths, the Buddha didn't say, no, they're teaching you rubbish. No, they are not. No, the Buddha never said things like that. He doesn't run people down, remember. So the Buddha's answer is, if the teaching has the 4 noble truths and the 8-fold path, then follow the teachings. You see? The Buddha didn't say, no, their teaching is not true. Their teaching is not accurate. The teaching doesn't lead to enlightenment. The Buddha doesn't run him down. The Buddha says, if the teaching has the 4 noble truths and the 8-fold path, then follow the teachings. And this is the gist of the Buddha's teaching. The gist of Buddhism is the 4 noble truths and the 8-fold path, and nothing else. That is found in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Remember, the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the Buddha says, so these, you only need to know these 4 noble truths in the 12th aspect. The 4 noble truths in the 12th aspect, that is all. The Buddha says, and which is, I will quote to you that one. Okay, what the Buddha says is, Yava kivancha me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evang tiparivatang dwada sakarang yatha bhutang jnana dasanang na suvisudang ahosi. Okay, the Buddha says, as long as my knowledge, monks, concerning the real nature of the 4 noble truths was not perfectly clear in these 3 aspects, in these 12 ways. You see, you must understand the 4 noble truths in the 3 aspects, in the 12 ways. Number 1, you must know that there is this truth of suffering. Correct? Then you must put this knowledge to practice until you can realize that truth. Okay? Until you fully understand. Okay? Then when you know now that the cause of suffering, we know there's a cause of suffering, then what do? We must avoid that and practice that knowledge until we can overcome that. Okay, the cause of suffering. And then we must have that 3 pariyati, patipati, pativeda, in short. Then you must know that there is a place where you have no more rebirth. That's called Nibbana. So you know that there is Nibbana, you must have to cultivate yourself until you reach Nibbana, and then you until you're fully cultivated and you are in Nibbana. So 3 levels, 1 knowing, 1 practice, 1 is realization. So with this 3 knowledge, the Buddha knows, then 3 times 4 of the 4 noble truths, it is 12-fold. And then you know the Magga, the way to end this suffering, which is the 8-fold path. Correct? Sama ditti, sama sangkapo, sama vaca, sama kamanto, sama wayamo, sama apa lagi? Serupanya sama sati, sama samadhi. Okay, I mentioned 7, I missed out 1. Okay, so when you know this 8-fold path to end suffering, good. Cultivate them. Cultivate until they are fully cultivated. Then you can claim that you are enlightened. That's what the Buddha says in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Okay? The Buddha says, as long as my knowledge, monks, concerning the real nature of the 4 noble truths, yava kivancha me bhikkave imesu chatusu arya satchesu evang tiparivatang dwada sakarang, the 12th aspect of this 4 noble truths. 12, dwada sakarang. Yatha bhutang. That means you can see things clearly and you have realized. Then only he claimed that he's enlightened. So the Buddha told Subhadra that as long as the teachings of other teachers contains that Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, you follow that teachings. Incidentally, all the 6 prominent teachers does not teach this. So Subhadra suddenly realized that the Buddha only knows the truth. Then he told the Buddha, please accept me as your disciple. So then the Buddha, although he was very, very sick, then the Buddha instructed Ananda to ordain the Subhadra and accepted him as the last disciple of the Buddha. So the last disciple of the Buddha is Subhadra. Okay? And there are 2 Subhadras. The other Subhadra is the barber. Barber Subhadra is a rascal. He's a rascal. He's a rascal. But this is not a rascal Subhadra. This Subhadra, there are 2 Subhadras in history of the Buddha. One is the rascal Subhadra, was a barber who couldn't cari makan as a barber anymore, quickly wore the robes and became a monk and get a lot of money, get a lot of offering, people give money. So he cari makan that way. So he was a rascal Subhadra. But this Subhadra is the last disciple of the Buddha. So remember there are 2 Subhadras. Okay, who are the 6 prominent teachers? The 6 prominent teachers at the time of the Buddha, these 6 prominent teachers with the Buddha, there are 7. Although actually there are more than that, there are 62. There are 62 teachers during the time of the Buddha, but these are the 6 prominent ones. The ones with more followers. So we only talk about these 6 prominent ascetics. They were called, number 1, Purana Kassapa, Makkhali Gosala, Ajita Kesa Kambali, Paduka Kacayana, Sanjay Belati Putta, Sanjay Belati Putta, and Niganta Nata Putta. Niganta, okay, out of these 6, the only surviving one is the Nigantas, they are the Jains. You go to India, they are the naked ascetics, Jainism. This is the only surviving one from these 6. Apart from the Buddha, apart from the Buddhists, there is also a group that is surviving today. They are called Jains. Jainism is still in existence in India. The rest all no more. And what are these 6? What are they teaching? Let me show you. Okay, Purana Kassapa. Purana Kassapa is teaching about amoralism. There is no reward or punishment for either good or bad deeds. So you see, these 6 people, first one, Purana Kassapa says, don't worry, there's no tomorrow. Enjoy yourself, you can kill people, you can do what you want to do. There is no tomorrow, don't worry, there's no punishment. So that is called nihilism. Correct? That is called nihilism. So you read here, there is no reward for punishment for either good or bad deeds. Okay? Then the second great teacher during that time is called Makkhali Gosala. Makkhali Gosala. Makkhali Gosala. He teaches fatalism. Fatalism means he says that we are powerless. Suffering is predestined. His teaching is, don't worry. You want to succeed, you can succeed. You have to suffer, you have to suffer. These are all predestined by the Creator. The Creator wants you to be in that position. Nobody can help you out. One say that, don't worry, there's no punishment after death. One say that, okay, the next one say that whatever is happening to you today is predestined by the Creator. You don't worry. No matter how hard you work, you cannot succeed. That's predestined by the Creator. If you are lazy, you can succeed. Also predestined by the Creator. Correct? Which is actually not true. So the second teacher teaches that. Then the third teacher is called the Ajita Kesa Kambali. He teaches materialism. Live happily with death. All is annihilated. Another one who is teaching you, Don't worry, you enjoy yourself. There is no tomorrow lah. Huh? It is called nihilism again. He says, don't worry, there is no such thing as life after this life. After this life, you are gone. Whatever money you have, whatever you want to do, good or bad, don't worry, just do. Okay? This is another teacher. Huh? So this nihilism, the other one is called eternalism. Huh? This one predestined is called eternalism. Okay, you remember first one is nihilism, second one is eternalism, third one is nihilism again. Then we go to Paduka Kachayana. Paduka Kachayana teaches eternalism. Again, eternalism is about eternalism lah. Huh? Eternalism. Matter, pleasure, pain, and souls are eternal and do not interact. He says, don't worry, these are all eternalism. Huh? Eventually, whatever is created for you is like that, you'll be like that. Okay? God created you lah, in short. Yeah? So you'll go back to God. And then, okay, then this is called Mahavira, Jainism. Huh? Jainism is restrained, you know. Jainism is like Buddhism also lah, but except that they go to the extreme lah. They go to the very, very far extreme. They live, you see, they are naked ascetics also, you know. They believe that in your clothes also got bacteria and all that, you know. They believe that when you breathe the air, so bacteria come and you kill the bacteria, you know. So they must wear masks, they mustn't wear clothes, and even in the water, there's bacteria. They say you drink the water, you boil also cannot, you know. So they are extreme lah. Huh? They are very extreme. Restrained, yes, but very extreme lah. To be endowed with cleansed by and suffused with merely the avoidance of all evil. They don't want to do anything wrong at all. So they are the far extreme lah. They are very far extreme lah. This one. And last is called the Sanjaya Belati. Belati Putta, Sanjaya Belati Putta, he teaches agnosticism. That means everything you ask him, I don't know lah, I think so lah, can lah, like that also can lah, like that also can lah. He has no firm answer lah. So everything you teach him, I said, I don't know, I don't think so, I don't think in that way, or otherwise, I don't think not or not, you know. So he is one person who does not say yes or no lah. Everything, I think also like that. He say like, yeah, if you say no, he says yes. I think no is also correct. If you say yes, yes, I think yes is correct. He is like that. Okay. So these are the 6 teachers during the time of the Buddha. So you understand where the Buddha is coming from. And all 6, don't forget now, all 6 of these teachers have 2 things in common, you know. Either they believe in eternalism, correct? That means they believe that we are created by God or this is destined. All our karma is predestined, cannot be changed, all created by God. This is called eternalism. You don't worry, you die, you go back to God. God is testing you now. Go through this. That is their teaching. Either that way or the second way they teach is out of these 6 lah. 3 of them will say it is eternalism. The others will say it's nihilism. There is no tomorrow. You die means all finished. No, don't worry. Okay. So these are the two conclusions of the 6 teachers. They either say you are created by God and it is destined, predestined. Everything you do is predestined. When you die, you return to God. Okay, you go to God's kingdom, you return to God. Or there is no such thing as God, there is no tomorrow. You die means finish. So now, where does the Buddha come in? The Buddha did not agree with eternalism, correct? We don't believe that we are created, we are creatures of earth. We are created by some supreme being. We don't believe, correct? So we don't believe in eternalism, correct? Neither do we believe in nihilism. That means we also don't believe that when we die, there is no tomorrow. We still believe in the law of karma. We still have to pay all the unwholesome activities that we do today. So these are the 2 six teachers who teaches nihilism, materialism. The Buddha comes in between. The Buddha says Buddhism does not believe in eternalism. Neither does Buddhism believe in nihilism. What does that mean? That means we believe in what? Okay, if you don't believe in eternalism and you don't believe in nihilism, what do you believe in? Okay, it's easy. What do you believe in? If you don't believe that you are created by God and you don't believe that there's no tomorrow, then what Buddhists believe in? What is our concept? You know?
I believe in karma.
Yes.
Believe in karma.
Okay, correct. Okay, we believe in karma. That means it's not nihilism. Okay, correct. Okay. But they also believe in karma. They say karma is predestined. Don't forget, they say, yes, karma is predestined. God created you with this kind of karma, you go through. When you die, you return to God, God will give you all your blessings again. Is it? So, but that is not what we believe, correct? Our karma is different. Okay, correct. We believe in karma, but our karma is different. Our karma is not fatalistic. Correct? Our karma can be changed. Correct? We are born poor, but we work very hard, we can succeed and we can become successful people. Correct? Not because it's predestined that I'm born poor means I will die a poor man. No. So the Buddha's karma is different from their karma. Their karma is predestined. You are created by God to be like that. You cannot change. Okay? You are born poor, you will die poor. God wants to test you like that. Okay? But the Buddha says, no. You are born due to your karma, but this karma can be changed. How? By doing more good, by working very hard, put in the right effort. Correct? The Eightfold Path. Put in samma vayamo. Put in the right effort, you can change the karma. Okay, good. You have answered it partly lah, but not fully yet lah. So, brother Richard Koo, what do you think it is, brother Richard Koo? If we don't believe in nihilism, we don't believe in eternalism, what do we believe in?
Believe in rebirth.
Rebirth. Okay. You believe in rebirth, that is actually like eternalism also lah. They also believe in rebirth, but the difference again here, okay? I'm telling you all the difference. You say you believe in karma, correct. Their karma is predestined. Our karma can be changed. Rebirth, very good. We believe in rebirth, but this rebirth is also due to the karma. Not because God created us as predestined that you must be born here, you must be born there. God sent you here, God sent you there. No, we don't believe. We believe that you are here and there because of your karma. Yes. Okay, good. That is also part of the answer only. Okay. Let's see who else. CK, you cannot interact with us. Sister Susan, what do you think?
What do I think?
You see, if you say the Buddha does not believe in permanent creator, means he does not believe in a creator and we are predestined. No. We don't believe in eternalism. We don't believe in returning to God, the creator. Neither we don't believe that you die means that's finished. So what do we believe in?
I believe in how well I can keep my 5 precepts at least.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So in other words, again, you say it is your karma. Good. So karma means you believe in rebirth lah. Correct? That means you believe in the 5 precepts means you are believing in ethical and morally good life, get more good wholesome actions and get more merits and get a better rebirth lah. That means you believe in rebirth, but this rebirth is not fatalistic again. Correct? Okay, that is the difference now. Okay. CK, you want to type something and tell us? Okay. Okay, what we believe in. We don't believe in eternalism. We don't believe in nihilism. Okay, one of the ascetics came to see the Buddha. I think his name is Vachagota. I think. He also asked the Buddha that way, Do you believe in eternalism? The Buddha kept quiet. Then if you don't believe in eternalism, you should believe in nihilism. The Buddha also kept quiet. Correct? Then when Vachakota has gone away, then Buddha called Ananda and explained to Ananda, we don't believe in eternalism, we don't believe in nihilism, but we believe in what? Paticca Samuppada. The 12 causal qualities, cause and effect. Paticca Samuppada, cause and condition. Because of this condition, we are here. Because of that condition, we are here. So remember Paticca Samuppada? It's called cause and effect. Okay? Okay. The Buddha does not believe in eternalism. The Buddha does not believe in nihilism. So what is it that the Buddhists believe in? So the Buddhists believe in the Paticca Samuppada, which is cause and effect lah. Correct. In English, dependent origination. Okay. Now, we originate here because of conditions. Correct. Okay, example, you look at the first line, avidya paccaya sankhara, meaning because of avidya. Avidya is ignorance. Because of our ignorance, ignorance of the Four Noble Truths, ignorance of the Eightfold Path, ignorance of the law of karma, ignorance of rebirth, correct? And we are ignorant of all these kind of things, then we are called ignorant, that's called avidya. So because we are ignorant, we are not enlightened, it conditioned what? It conditioned mental formation. It's called sankhara. Because of ignorance. So the Buddha says, we are here. It is not eternalism, neither is it nihilism. Okay, you have this, is it? Okay, this is better than it, nah? Okay, so you see, avidya paccaya sankhara. Avidya is called ignorance. Ignorance as condition. Condition for what? For mental formation, volitional formation. Correct? That is start of that little life. Okay? Because of avidya, the Buddha says. Not because you are created, You are not created. Okay? Not there's a creator. No. Because of ignorance, we condition avidya, paccaya sankhara, condition sankhara. And when you have this sankhara, this mental formation, it conditions what? It conditions your consciousness. Vinyanam. Sankhara paccaya vinyanam. Correct? Because of this avidya, it conditions sankhara. Sankhara conditions vinyanam, your consciousness. And consciousness, vinyana paccaya nama rupang. Consciousness cannot survive on its own. Consciousness must have a body. It needs these five senses. Otherwise, the consciousness cannot function. Correct? So consciousness needs a body. So it is called the nama rupa. Okay, nama rupa is the body, isn't it? Body and mind. So consciousness conditions the formation of the body and mind. When you have body and mind, you have got your six sense doors. So nama rupa paccaya salayatana, it will condition your six senses, six sense door. Because of the body and the mind, the body has the eyes to see, the body has the ears to hear, the body has the nose to smell, the body has the mouth to taste, and this body has the body to feel, and the mind to think. Okay? So now, your consciousness will condition this body. Otherwise, consciousness cannot function without this nama rupa. So nama rupa will condition the six sense doors. And these six sense doors, because of our eyes, we have contact, isn't it? If no eyes, we cannot have contact. If not contact through eyes, it can be contact through the ear. We can hear. There is a contact. I hear your voice. There is a contact. Or I saw you, I see you. Also, there is a contact. If not, maybe I can smell. Correct? So there is contact. Or I can taste. There is contact. Or I can feel your body. So there is contact. So because of this salayatana, because of these six sense doors, there is a contact. Correct? It causes conditions contact. Okay? And when you have contact, what happens? When you have contact, you begin to have feelings. Correct? So salayatana pacaya passo, passa pacaya vedana. So your contact conditions your feeling. Correct? You have contact, that's nice, you have feeling. The contact is not nice, you also have feeling. Correct? No, you don't like. Correct? Or it's neutral feeling. So contact conditions feeling. Vedana. Okay, now Vedana conditions what? When you like, what happened? When you like the Vedana Pachaya Tangha, craving. That's the next slide, sister. Vedana Pachaya Tangha. Because of feeling the thing is nice, what happened? You crave for it. Correct? You have craving. You crave for it. You want more. When it's nice, you want more. When it's not nice, you want to go away from it. You don't like, you go far, far away from it. If you like, you want more. And this wanting of more, this craving. Craving will condition what? When you start craving, it conditions upadana. Upadana means clinging. Right? When you crave the thing so much, you like the thing so much, you will cling to that thing. Like what we are clinging to our body now lah. We think this body is ours lah. We think this body is nice lah. So we cling to our body lah. Huh? When the body goes old, we hope that we remain young forever lah. But you cannot lah, because it doesn't belong to you. So it becomes clinging. So clinging conditions what? Clinging conditions bhava. Bhava means bhava. Huh? Bhava means it is becoming. Because of clinging, like Sankara, just a formation, starting the formation. So this is the bhava is called the becoming. Becoming means just when you become life lah, become consciousness lah. I want to become a being lah, just before being lah. Just the stage before being, being, B-E-I-N-G. So upadana pacaya bhavo, bhavo pacaya jati. Jati means birth, correct? Because of this little being there, it grows and grows into a baby, into a fetus, into a baby, then it causes birth, correct? And because of birth, jati pacaya jara maranang. Because of birth, when there is birth, there is death. Okay? So when there is birth, there is death. Correct? And when there is death, there is sorrow. Okay? There is sorrow, there is lamentation, there is pain, there is displeasure and despair. Come to be, such is the origin of the whole mass of suffering. Soka parideva dukkha domana supayasa sambhavanti evametassa kevalassa dukkha kandassa samudayo hoti. So because of birth, there is aging, and there is sickness, and there is death. Correct? Jati pi dukkha, jara pi dukkha, vyadi pi dukkho, maranam pi dukkhang. That's in the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. So the Buddha says, birth is suffering, aging is suffering, sickness is suffering, death is suffering, because it brings the whole mass of this grieving and displeasure, and all these things come back. So Buddhism, okay, now if you say, if you don't believe in eternalism, you don't believe in nihilism, what do you believe in? We believe in dependent origination. The things originate because of conditions, not because somebody created. Example, One good example, if you take a can, you take a container, I put water inside the water, clean water, and you leave it in the sun, or in the shade where there is air and there is sunlight. Sometimes there is oxygen, there is sunlight. What will happen? Moss will grow, isn't it? So is the moss created by anybody? No, it is because of the conditions are right for the moss to grow, isn't it? There is water, there is sunlight, there is oxygen, but then the moss will grow. And when the moss grows, eventually you find there are bacteria inside also, isn't it? You cannot be drinking the water after that. The water should a lot of bacteria. Correct? And these are not created, but these are cause and condition. Because water is there, because sunlight is there, because oxygen is there, moss grows, and because of the activity there is bacteria. So these are called cause and conditions. So the Buddha says, we are here because of cause and condition, not by creator. So we do not believe in eternalism. Correct? And then we will continue to live here as long as the conditions are there. Life will continue to move on in samsara. You cannot run away. As long as we remain ignorant, we will continue to go sankara, then vijnana, then we start again the nama rupa, the cycle of birth and rebirth will continue. Because of cause and condition, and not because it is created by any superior being. So that is the main difference of the Buddha's teaching to the rest of the teachers during his time. There are 62 teachers. We only highlight the 6 most prominent ones. And all of them say it's either you are created or you just by chance. The Buddha says there's no such thing as by chance. We are not here by chance. We are here because of cause and conditions. And what is the cause? The cause is our ignorance. And conditions, what? Conditions our sankhara. And sankhara conditions our vijnana, our consciousness. And consciousness will condition the nama rupa. So this is how we are created. And it is not predestined. Whatever we are, it can be changed. Today, I'm born a human. I do a lot of dana. I do a lot of good things. I will be reborn as a deva. Maybe if I'm not enlightened, I become a deva. Correct? So, cause and conditions depend on how I have lived this life. It will determine my future birth. Not because God wants me to be a deva next life. No. Nobody can say that they created me to be a deva next life. The Buddha says no such thing. You determine your own future. And that is called cause and condition. Okay, Brother Richard? So it's not a karma, correct?
Oh, I see.
Huh?
Karma.
So because we create this karma will condition where we are born. Correct? If we create more good karma, we are reborn in a better place. If we create more bad karma, we are born in a bad place. So this is not deterministic. Our life is in our own hands. It is not deterministic. It is not determined by any superior being. It is in our own hands. Whether we pass our exam or not, depending on how much effort we put in our studies. We study hard, we pass our exam. If you don't study hard, you pray hard, you won't pass your exam. No, God can help you to pass your exam. Don't worry. Correct? So if you want to pray hard and don't study hard, don't worry. You won't become an academician. Nobody can help you. Correct? So that is called cause and condition. You set the conditions right. You want to be an engineer, you must focus on your mathematics, focus on your physics, then you become an engineer. You want to be a doctor, you focus on your biology and your chemistry, then you become a doctor. Correct? You don't go and focus on something else and then you expect to be something else. It doesn't work that way. I hope I've made it because it's a bit okay. So Buddha believed in cause and effect, therefore karma. He teaches us to be responsible for our life, past, present, and future. Okay, good, CK. Very good. Okay, these are all part of the answers. So the answer is actually the paticca samuppada. It is dependent origination. Okay, very good. So very, very interactive tonight. Okay, so anybody has any question on this? Let me see if I got anything else that I need to. Okay, I need to
Brother
cover.
Lord, you have taught us,
Ah.
do you teach us the chanting for this paticca samuppada?
I'm not sure, but the Thursday class definitely has. The Metalodge class, Sunday class also have. The Tuesday class, I last night they told me that they have not learned this sutta, so I taught them last night.
Yeah,
but
I don't seem to have learned this from you yet.
Oh, you have not learned, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because now I look at the sutta and you are teaching, I find it's very true. Someone told me this sutta is very important. So
Yes,
I was wondering what is so important about the sutta.
yes.
But as you explain, I'm looking at the book that you have given us.
Okay, good. Okay, so
Yeah.
so does it help you or not? Or am I going too
Yes.
fast?
Now I understand why is it so important to know
Yes,
this
it is
dependent
important
origination.
because that's why history of the that's why I always focus on life of the Buddha. Why we need to know the life of the Buddha? Because he was challenged by 6 other prominent teachers, correct? And
Yeah.
these prominent teachers all come to the conclusion, not all, some of them conclude that it is eternalism. Some of them conclude that it is nihilism, right? And Buddhism does not believe in eternalism, does not believe in nihilism. So what do we believe in? People are confused. So that's why Paticca Samuppada can be confusing. We don't want to jump and make you all teach you all quickly. You need a lot of time to understand. So you know why it is important? Because during the time of the Buddha, all the teachings either end up with eternalism or end up with nihilism. And Buddhism, and the Buddha came in, it is neither eternalism or nihilism. And then he teaches paticca samuppada, dependent origination. Everything originates depending on the conditions. You are successful in your studies because you put in a lot of effort in your studies. That is the condition. If you are not, you didn't put much effort, maybe you're born a genius, I don't know, maybe there are cases, but generally you must put in a lot of effort to succeed in your studies, isn't it? Although we are born poor, but we put in effort, we work hard, we save money, we can cross that poverty barrier, correct? Correct? It is an effort you have to put, and that is the condition. The condition is we must work hard. So all these things that we are born with, we are born poor, we are born in this certain environment, we want to upgrade ourselves, it's all depending on our effort, not deterministic. Okay, nobody determines that you will. You see, example, if your parents are doctors, father doctor, mother doctor, does not mean that you can become a doctor also. My father doctor, what? My mother doctor, what? I also doctor lah. Cannot, correct? You must work hard. You must pass your exams to be a doctor, isn't it? So that is the condition lah. Not because you are born, Yeah, Brother Richard.
The father, mother, doctor, the children have a strong base.
Yeah, they have a strong base, but that doesn't make them a doctor lah.
Yeah.
They must put in the effort, correct? They must set the conditions right for them to become doctors also, correct? They still must go to university, they still must study, they still must pass the exam, they must go to internship. These are all the flow. So things can change. If somewhere along the line they are distracted, then hancho lah, they won't be doctors lah. So that is the meaning lah. Correct or not? If along the line they get distracted, they got girlfriend already, they don't study, hancur lah. Although you say yes, that they got the advantage, yes, but does not determine lah. So nothing is determined lah. Correct? You cannot say that, oh, it is all determined by some superior being that I cannot succeed. It's because of this superior being that I can succeed. No, it is all your effort. And that is the teachings of the Buddha. Next week, I will be starting on the chanting more than the teaching again. But of course, we will cover the understanding again, but maybe not so detailed. We are doing a fresh class for beginners again for about 8 to 12 weeks.
By the time if there is some topic that need revision, then we are able to we are able to attend.
Yeah. You all can attend for revision and all those things are better, because we need a lot of practice actually. If you are available, you should come in also, Brother Richard, because it is good for us, we need to practice and practice and practice. Chanting is about practice actually. Buddhism is about practice, not only chanting. Buddhism is all about practice.
Brother Tan, just to check, on Thursday class and Tuesday class, what are the classes all about?
It is also like that, but maybe they are more, they are intermediate chanters so we will go faster So if you all go through Wednesday for about 6-8 weeks or so, then you can hop over and join them no problem. Can. And then on Fridays, we have got the Bojanga Puja, which is actually a platform for them to put to practice what suttas they have learned. And then it is kind of a social work, and then we do dedication to all those people who are not well. If they want to seek blessings, then we will read out the names and then we will chant the Bojanga Sutta for them. That is more like a kind of social work, because knowing without using the knowledge is no good, the Buddha says. When we have the knowledge, we must put it to use. So Fridays, we put our little knowledge to use, to practice. So once you're ready after this 8 or 12 weeks, then you join the Thursday class. You can join this Friday also for the Bojanga. Friday, we all chant the Bojanga Sutta. We do the Karaniya Metta Sutta. We do all the suttas that we have learned. Slowly, don't worry. Just come and join us again, and then maybe you can help. Next week, we have to chant. We have to chant together. But this one, I'm just covering Revisit Life of the Buddha for about 8 lessons. Have a short break from chanting. Then we go back to chanting. We're beginners again. I always value the life of the Buddha because then from there you understand why the Buddha teaches Paticca Samuppada. At least now we have covered that. But along the way, we have covered all those things. Now, why the Buddha teaches like that? Because of these conditions. Why the Buddha teach like that? Because of these conditions. The Buddha didn't teach, example, the Vinaya was never, when during time of the Buddha, there was no such thing as the Vinaya rules, all that. Correct? Everybody is so disciplined, you see. But because conditions became a bit bad, with more and more monks came in, they misbehave. Then the Buddha has to impose on rules, is it? So we know, we understand, in life of the Buddha, we know that because of these conditions, because the monks are misbehaving themselves, then the Buddha says, you don't do this. Because people complain, the Buddha says, don't do this. So these are called cause and conditions. These are called cause and conditions. Is it? So when we know the life of the Buddha, story life of the Buddha, why did he leave home? Then we understand, and then we will elaborate, we connect with their teachings. It's not merely storytelling. I'm sure I've connected quite a bit for you all this week. Like for instance, we went to the end and we went to touch on 6 heretics, the 6 great teachers, and then we know why the Buddha is teaching the Paticca Samuppada. But it is completely different from these people. All those people who taught last time were completely different. The theory and the Buddha's theory was completely different. Even the law of karma, yes, it is borrowed. Yes, the word karma is borrowed from Brahmanism. We agree. But their karma is fatalistic, remember, correct? They say that you are created by God. God wants you to be like that, you will be like that. But Buddha says, no. You are born because of conditions. And these conditions can change. We have the power to change our fate. Don't say that we are fated to be a failure. No such thing. We work hard, we will overcome that failure. If we don't work hard, definitely failure is the result lah. So that is the teachings of the Buddha. Because of the six ascetics, the great teachers there, then the Buddha has to teach you like that. So we understand the cause and condition of why the Buddha teaches like that. Why Buddhism ended to be like that. Okay. So with that, we come to conclusion. Thank you, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. We have spent about 1 hour and 35 minutes discussing on the life of the Buddha. And I'm sure during this discussion, our mind stayed very pure. There are no unwholesome thoughts that came to our mind. Our mind was clear, free from greed, free from hatred, free from delusion. And when our mind is free from greed, hatred, and delusion, we accrue abundance of merits. And these merits, we are grateful people. We must always dedicate them to our protective devas. We dedicate these merits of protective devas, and we hope that they will rejoice in these merits, and they too will eventually attain the perfect bliss of Nibbana. And by virtue of these merits, they will continue to bless us with good health, longevity, success, happiness, prosperity, and above all, wisdom. Wisdom to walk the Buddha's path. We must also recall to mind our loved ones. We are grateful people. We must remember and shower unto all of us here the choices, blessings, and protection. Of course, in the event that if they need these merits to help them in their spiritual well-being, we hope that these merits can reach them and help our relatives in their spiritual well-being, wherever they may be. And okay, our aspiration as always, may we be blessed with company of the good and the wise always. May we not follow the ways of the foolish. May we be blessed with good friends and good teachers and good relatives who can guide us along the path of the Dhamma until we reach our final liberation, Nibbana. So let's recite. Ettavata ca amhehi sambatang punya sampadang sappe deva sappe satta sabbe bhuta anumodantu sappa sampatti siddhya idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo idang me nyati nang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.